What's up, everybody? Happy Friday, and welcome to episode number 24 of the Courage Pays Better Than Fear podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Jeremy Ritz.
Along with Special Eddie.
And we are so excited to be coming back at you for episode 24. And just want to take a moment before we jump in here. Today is the AI episode, and
we're not talking about Allen Iverson.
No, we're not talking about being all in. We're talking about artificial intelligence.
There you go.
And here's the thing. Whether you're 10, 20, 30, 60, 70, 80, it doesn't matter. You have to be prepared about it. We're going to talk about how it's going to impact and change the world, how it has already done that. But before we do, man, just want to thank the audience, all the new listeners, all the new subscribers from last week's episode. And just want to send a special shout out to Jeremy Newsom coming on the show. That was special,
man. That was good. I think we had over 300 some views. It was probably our most viewed podcast podcast that we've had. This is the beginning. We just started with this. Like I said, this is all about helping people get information out there. And doing something that we enjoy. You want to know why? Because we can. We're entrepreneurs. Right. It's Friday. It's 10:15. And guess where we're at? Back in the treehouse.
The treehouse studio. Still under construction. We'll be done this summer.
I got news for you. This thing's going to be under construction for forever.
Here's what we're going to do. When it's done, we'll give you the tour, the grand tour. Excited about it. The kids are excited about it. But that's where we're coming from today. But let's kick this thing off. It's a Furious 3 here on this Friday.
My turn?
You're up, dude.
Oh, great. All right, I'll answer the questions.
All right, question number one. And we're gonna go deeper.
Come on, man. All right, let's try.
We're gonna go deeper.
I'm not gonna be never mind, I ain't gonna say it. Just go ahead.
You be you. All right, so question number one. What is the one characteristic of your personality that you are working on improving? I told you we're going to.
Yeah, being alone. My personality requires me to constantly be around people, to always have somebody attached to my hip, whether it's my wife, whether it's my kids, whether it's my girlfriend over here. I'm just kidding. Whether it's my boys, my friends, like business partners, like it doesn't matter. Like I never really do anything alone because, like, in my opinion, it's boring. And I need to work on that. I need to work on being alone and doing things by myself. It's going to drive me crazy because, like, I'm that extrovert, right? That's how I get energized, by being an extrovert, by being around people. So it's going to be difficult, but I got a plan in place.
There we go. All right. Question number two. So you work with a lot of clients to help them replace their employer, to get involved with real estate, become investors, become flippers. And you've seen a lot of clients come, a lot of clients go, a lot of clients have a ton of success.
Yep.
What would you say is the defining characteristic of your most successful clients and the defining characteristics of the client that maybe isn't getting it done?
Yep. Flat out, it's taking action. My clients, my students, I like to call them my students, who don't overanalyze everything and take too long and, got to look at this angle, got to look at that angle. They lose deals because they take too long. We call it analysis paralysis. And my clients that are like, or my students that are like, you know what, I'm going to listen to your advice. I'm going to do the 5 hours of education, but I'm also going to do the 5 hours of action each week. Those are the students that get it done. And it's simply because they follow what we teach, and it is the ready, fire, aim strategy. It is not ready, aim, fire. If you do the ready, aim, fire strategy, you're going to lose your deals every time.
Yeah. That's deep, man.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Like I'm going out there today. I'm going to look at a property today. Potential fix and flip. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to get it under contract for whatever I can, right? Like I don't even care. I just want it under contract, right? So whatever they're asking, I'm going to give them that and then some just to get it under contract. That's that ready, fire, right? And then I'll come back and aim later, because through my contract, I'll be able to have the contractor come out, I'll be able to refine my numbers, I'll be able to do all those things. But once it's under contract, nobody can touch it. So that's my goal, is to go out there today and just get it under contract. I'll worry about the numbers and everything else on the back end. Now there's some, instances where you can't necessarily do it like that, but that is why when I do real estate, I always, market to the distressed homeowner themselves, and not really so much deal with properties that are on the market. Because when they're on the market, you have to waive contingencies and all that other stuff. So see how it goes. Keep it posted.
Nice. So we start with 2 deep questions. Let's take it to something fun, because we always got to have fun. And not that real estate isn't fun, because making money is a hell of a lot of fun.
Yes, it is.
So describe your ideal relaxed day.
Man, my ideal relaxed day. Or keep it PG. So no. Honestly, being traveling, not the traveling part where you're going through the airport and you're dealing with the kids and all that other nonsense that comes with traveling. But once you finally get settled in, once I finally get settled in, it's about 24 hours after that to where I'm kind of I'm on vacation, my phone's off, I'm with my family, right? And I get to sit and kind of just watch my kids for a little bit. That is probably the most relaxing piece to me, because I'm doing what I said I was going to do, right? I'm giving them experiences that I've never was able to experience growing up, and I'm making traveling normal for them, right? So when they grow up, they already have it ingrained in them that, hey, traveling is something that I can do. Traveling is something that anybody can do. I want my kids to travel and see the world. So I would say about 24 hours after settling in is that moment for me to where I'm like, this feels good.
Yeah.
But then it only lasts about 30 minutes, and I'm like, all right, well, what are we doing?
You can't stop, brother.
I can't sit still.
Can't stop.
So that's something I got to work on.
All right, there we go. So we got
hot yoga.
There we go. That's next week. That's next week's episode. So there we go. There's a Furious 3. I just want to say, I'm enjoying my coffee. Did you know this is my favorite coffee
I was
mug?
going to say, it smells like absolute shit.
It's just straight coffee.
Is that what it is?
I love this. This is Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm sure some of you have seen that movie out there. It's The Many Emotions of Jack Skellington. I don't know I love this cup. Yeah. I just thought I would share that.
That's because many of them, you said your picture on there. Many emotions. Actually, both of ours.
Yeah, man. All right, so let's get into it. Artificial intelligence, AI. Everybody's talking about it. And guess what? This is not just some phase or fad. This is something that you should be talking about too. And if you have kids, you need to be talking to your kids about it. If you're an entrepreneur, you need to be incorporating it into your business. If you currently are in a career working for someone else, you better get on the front edge of this thing, because AI is going to replace a lot of people's jobs. And this is such a massive topic.
It is. And here's the thing. It just creeps its way in, which is what's scary. I mean, look, what was it? 15, 20 years ago? Who thought we would all have a mini computer in our hand that can do whatever, you can watch TV on this thing, you can listen to songs, you can do research, there's nothing for the most part that you can't do on your cell phone. That 20 years ago, if you would have thought of that, you would have been like, no way, not in our lifetime. And think about how fast that crept into all of our lives, to where essentially everyone has an iPhone or some kind of phone, right? Some kind of smartphone. I prefer iPhone, but you get my point. This is going to be the same way, okay? The AI is just going to creep into our life, and like Jeremy said earlier, I don't care if you're 50 years old, you're Republican, you're conservative, you absolutely hate AI, or you're 50 years old, you're a Democrat, and you love AI, whatever. I don't care what side of the fence you're on. At some point, you're going to have to embrace it.
Yeah.
And, I highly suggest start doing the research on on artificial intelligence because it's coming.
Yeah, and if
It's already here.
It's already here, and we're starting to see the beginnings of it, and most popularly with Chat GPT, which I'm sure a lot of you out there are familiar with. If you're not, you need to become familiar with. But essentially, it's a supercomputer that you're able to put in prompts or questions, and it could spit information out to you that is research-based, evidence-based. You could ask it to write a damn book for you. A talk about that.
So, yeah, like I know. So a buddy of mine was looking to write an ebook, right? And he was just playing around and said, "I'm going to put in some chapters and ask Chat GPT to write me several chapters based on the topics, right?" So he put in topics, and then it wrote chapters based on those topics, and it knocked it out in, I mean, it was less than an hour, and he had some pretty good content. Now, do you got to go back and fine tune things and change things, and sometimes not all the information's accurate? Absolutely, but will it eventually get there? Honestly, I think the more questions we ask ChatGPT, the more accurate the responses get, and the smarter it gets. So it's it's out there. I mean, we did it for my buddy Nate and I, just playing around, did it for some email campaigns to put out there, and we had the most open rate. That was the highest open rate we ever had on an email campaign. It was like 35%, and it was all written by ChatGPT. Now, our listeners and our students, I mean, we were transparent about it, and we told them, hey, just so you know, this is what we did. This is something you guys might want to start looking into. They had a lot of people that were like, oh, that's not being authentic, that sort of thing. We get it, but we were just trying to embrace it to figure out, like, what can this thing do? Where's it going?
Yeah.
And not everybody's going to like it, but I highly suggest you need to check it out. You're going to have to get out in front of it.
So, and think of it this way. So there's Chat GPT, but there's going to be so many layers of this. And
yes.
You might think this sounds crazy, but I don't know how many of you have seen the movie Terminator 2.
Yeah.
But let's be completely transparent. Automation is going to enter the world of warfare. And if you think those technologies are not being incorporated into the military, you're being naive. If you don't think that automation is going to replace some of these jobs and careers that are out there that don't require the human element, you're being naive. Education, we come from that education background.
Yeah.
This is going to completely...
Teachers are ready to go on strike.
It's gonna force a massive revolution, because no longer is learning about facts, numbers, because you could look it up in an instance. It's about creative thinking. It's about those human elements. And I'm going to talk about how you can prepare for this later on and what you need to double down on with this artificial intelligence.
But before you do, I want to give an example on the whole teacher thing, because my wife, right, she's going back to school to be a doctor. She has this calculus class that she has to do. And I heard her crying in the room, in the office, and I'm like, what's the problem? She was like, my teacher did not teach this the way I understand it. I don't understand calculus. Like, I don't get this. You know what I told her to do? Because I just figured, like, I just learned about ChatGPT. I said, ask ChatGPT to help explain this to you. I kid you not. She put that in there. She said, help me solve, whatever the equation was. And not only did it give her the answer, but it broke it down for her to help her understand how to get the answer in a matter of seconds. She looked at me and was like, you have to be kidding me. I can't believe this really worked. And I was like, I've been telling you about it for the last couple of weeks. She did it, and it worked. It was crazy.
Yeah. And so you think about that in a school setting. Think back to maybe some of your social studies classes or fact-based classes where you have to look up the dates, you have to memorize the dates or causes of certain wars or movements and things. Right now you can ask Google, but the sophistication that is now coming, again, schools have to transform to meet the needs of kids where they are and prepare them for the future. And this is groundbreaking stuff, because it
is for me, because I hate technology.
So in my role as high school principal, before I left, a lot of my research was spent on designing a program that addressed this whole concept of automation. And here's where you can get in front of this. So automation is going to make some jobs obsolete because it's an algorithm that can think faster than a human brain. But the one thing that you're never going to be able to do through automation, I don't want to say never, maybe eventually, it's the human element, it's the emotional element, it's the service sectors, the human contact, those types of areas, those types of professions, those types of businesses. AI can help support them, but that humanistic quality, I don't see how you can replace that. That's where you need to be focusing your energies and your effort, developing relationships, love, kindness, care, like those are intangibles.
I don't know, with Elon Musk, bro, I think he's going to eventually create something where
Elon,
he incorporates like ChatGPT into his iBots. This dude's going crazy.
But here's what he
hasn't already.
Elon has talked about too the importance of controlling AI, and that if it's not regulated, that it could lead to some disastrous consequences. Perfect example, the other day, somebody posted an AI Photoshop picture of an explosion at the Pentagon, and people were panicking. Yeah. You're going to see more of this, or the whole concept of deep fakes, where they're able to take videos and put somebody's face on it.
Look what they did to poor Donald Trump. That whole time, it was ChatGPT. That man would never talk like that.
Listen to this guy.
Just kidding. We all know. So, but that is a perfect example.
Yeah.
I mean, they actually had one. It was on the news. It was with Obama, and they took some script from something else, and it made it look like he was actually saying it.
They're able to take rap artists,
I know,
and make rap songs. Like I saw a new rap song from Biggie Smalls that they're just able to generate from AI. Again,
it's insane.
We are in the infant stages of this.
Yeah,
you've got to get in front of it. But again, where AI, I think or at least it's going to take some time to penetrate this circle. It's the soft skills, it's the relationship building, it's those intangibles.
But think about this too. So, it was. How often do you ever hear entrepreneurs say this needs to be regulated, like ASAP? Right?
Yes.
You never hear billionaires,
the richest man in the world,
that's saying
Uncle Elon.
Uncle Elon.
That's what my kids are like, Daddy, why you call Elon Uncle Elon?
Uncle Elon.
Because I want him to be my uncle.
Right.
Just give me a couple bills.
Somebody take this podcast and send it to him. If we could get Elon on here, that'd be unbelievable. Man. But think about that, right? When's the last time entrepreneurs, billionaires wanted something regulated? Yeah. That's how serious this is, right? Yeah. Like, this is something that if it doesn't get regulated, could become a major issue.
So how can you start using this today?
And not be afraid of it?
Yeah, so go use ChatGPT, Google it, right? Find it. And
it's free.
Ask it, help me develop a strategy for my business, whatever your business is. It's a trading business, it's a real estate business. You're starting a podcast. Help me write an email marketing campaign.
It wrote a contract for me for purchasing real estate.
Yeah.
I said, I need a contract for the state of Delaware. I just wanted to see if it would do it. I need a contract for the state of Delaware to purchase real estate. It spit it out in less than a minute.
Didn't you put something in there too? Give me a workout plan, nutrition plan for a 41-year-old male.
I did. Yeah, I did. Because I didn't think his workout plan was working, so I went to ChatGPT and said, "Hey, I'm a 40-year-old male. Give me a workout plan in addition to a recipe that gets rid of dad bods," I think is what I put in there.
So here's what we're gonna do. Ready? Here's what we're gonna do. Here's a challenge. This is our first ever Courage Pays Better Than Fear challenge.
Yeah.
Ready?
And then go to our comments and put it in there.
Use ChatGPT for something. Post it in the comments. We're gonna pick the top 3 to share on next week's episode. Here's the thing. The winner, you're getting a $50,000 funded trading account. So we're going to pick 3.
Nice.
I'll pay for it out of my pocket.
Yeah, and you'll get a solid hour with me, and I'll answer any real estate advice that you want.
Boom. So $50K account, an hour with this guy, because he can't be alone. but you got to use ChatGPT. So step up, post that in the comments. Again, people, artificial intelligence is powerful. It's real. It's only going to continue to grow. you owe it to yourself, your family, your children, your friends, the community, this world, to get out in front of it, because it's the next wave of impact in this world.
I mean, there's no better way to say this. Courage pays better than fear, right?
There we go.
So don't be fearful of the AI.
Embrace it.
Embrace it, learn it, and then you decide whether or not you really want to use it in your life or your children's life. So
100%. I think that we covered it, man. Talk about Replace Your Employer, where people can connect with you.
yeah, so guys, we are putting on a boot camp June 5th through the 8th. Guys, we are going to be talking about vacation homes. There's no better feeling than being able to go on vacation, right, and own the home, have someone else pay for that vacation for you, have someone else pay down the house, and it be a tax write-off. It has all the benefits of long-term rentals, but much more upside in the positive cash flow. So that's June 5th through the 8th. Go ahead and click the link below. You can book a free discovery call with me. I will talk to you about the upcoming bootcamp event, and we can also go through a free 7-day trial, what it's like to be on our real estate team.
Awesome. And if you want to learn how to trade the market successfully, consistently, profitably, I didn't even talk about my win last week, but let me just tell you, this thing was massive. I'm not sharing that number though, but it was pretty damn big. Anyway, if you want to learn how to trade the markets, click the discovery call link in the show notes. And also too, Courage Pays Better Than Fear and Replace Your Dollar now have Instagram. We have TikTok. We're growing ourselves social media wise. That's in the links. So follow us there. Please share with your family and friends.
Because courage.
No, look, he's a bit premature here.
Here we go. I had something else on my mind.
Hit that like button.
Smash the subscribe button.
There you go. It only took you a little extra turn there. And we will see you back here next week for episode number 25. Probably going to have a special guest on here, but you'll have to wait to find out who that is. Make sure you subscribe. Don't forget about the challenge that we're putting out there. Watch me put this challenge out there. Ain't nobody going to participate.
We'll see.
We'll see.
That's
hey,
right. That's
free money and free coaching
that's
from a multi-millionaire.
That's an hour back in my pocket.
There we go. So we will see you back here, episode number 25, because courage
pays better than fear.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Take care.